So we haven't seen Errol Spence in the ring since I believe it's July of 2023. Yeah. I'm told by sources that we're going to see Errol Spence back this summer.
Thank God.
And that it's going to come against Tszyu. So I'm told Tszyu's going to have a tune-up first in Australia probably next month in March. But then after that, you know, they already have a deal in place to meet.
We getting drunk in this motherfucking high key.
No, boy, yeah. No, boy, yeah. Errol the True Spence is back. I cannot believe. Hold on. Errol Spence is back versus Tszyu. Tszyu come July. And Tszyu, according to Mike Coppinger, is going to have a tune-up. You know the big fish does no big tuna. The big fish does no tuna. Errol the True Spence is back. And listen, I feel like bull job. I feel like I'm bull job. I want to let you guys know. I got no inkling that he was coming back. Yeah, I saw the photos of him in shape. I saw the photos with him next to JYD. I know he was like, beautiful job. Beautiful job. Right? I saw him, you know, with the Dallas gym, with Roy Jones' gym in Dallas opening up, and him talking about Jamel Charlo and what he had to say.
Your old stablemate here in Texas, I saw you guys go at it many times. What did you think about that?
I mean, Canelo gone, Terrence gone, so, you know, who else is going to get a big payday from? So I think that's the only reason he called me out, because everybody know how to spar and win. His coach Jerry James know how to spar and win. Everybody who's in the gym know how to spar and win, so, hey, man, he wants some money.
Still, I feel like bull job. The reason why is I've been saying I don't need to see Errol Spence back. I mean, I don't even know if I want him back, right? He ain't been the same. I don't, and now that they announced him back, I'm like, ah! Ah! I'm fired up, bro. You know what? I suspect that I'm going to be the same way if Gervonta Tank Davis announces comeback. I'll be like, ah! Tank's back. Ah! This is like Bell. So I'm bull job. I'm bull job. Okay, so let's talk about this. I know some of you Bud buddies are going to be out there like, yeah, soon as Bud retired, now you want to come back. Which I think that could get Bud out of retirement. If Errol Spence knocks out Tszyu and then call out Bud Crawford, that'll get his ass back. And listen, Jamel Charlo been out. If Errol Spence were to beat Tszyu and then beat Jamel Charlo, that's crazy. And I'm going to tell you, the fight with him and Tszyu, that's not a certainty. We don't know how Errol Spence looked, but what I do like is that he took time off, right? He took time off. He you know, been gone for three years or whatever. Yeah. Get yourself all the way together. It takes that. It looks like he's been keeping his weight together and all that shit. Is he going to perform well? His first fight back being against Tszyu, that's Spence. That's how Spence gets down. I guess you a favorite, but you need to see how Tszyu, because he looked great against Spencer, right? Joey Spencer. So you have to see how Tim looks, right? I know I call him Tszyu, but formerly Tim. You want to see how Tim looks, and hopefully he gets the dub. I'm pretty sure he'll be fighting in Australia or whatever in his tune-up. You don't know how Spence looks. You have to see him train, but that's different. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of hard to look at him against Crawford and be like, yeah, he doesn't have the goods anymore, because that's Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford got people saying Canelo's finished. For some reason, when Crawford fights you, bro, you look finished as hell, right? I mean, Shakur got the same effect on people. You know, actually, Tank does too, except for Lamont Roach. People thought Frank Martin was just never good, right? But then you looking at him like on his comeback, you're like, no, he was always good. But like Shakur doing that with T.O., they like, yeah, T.O., he's overrated, overhyped. That's what happens. So you can't look at that. If if Bud were to come back and that rematch were to happen, it would kind of remind me of Roy Jones B-Hop too, right? So it'll just kind of just be like, for those who love them too, love both. I wonder, what is Errol Spence's ultimate goal? Fundora? Right. Well, Fundora got to get past Keith one time. Wouldn't it be crazy if Keith beats Fundora and then we finally get Errol Spence first, but we can't look past Tszyu though, because we wanted Keith versus Tszyu too. This is unfinished business. This is like 154 finally getting back on track and getting all of that shit complete, right? Errol Spence coming back and Tszyu and shit and Fundora and Keith, all of that happening, getting 154 back. Now all we need is Bud to come back. Bud said he'll never come back. Yeah, bull jive. Bull jive. Dude, it's just too much action, bro. It's too much action. Jermell Charlo coming back too, calling out his boy, calling out his brother, Errol Spence. And Errol Spence like, yeah, you need that money. What else are you going to do? Errol Spence always said he'll fight Jermell. And Errol said they saw what happened in sparring. So, bro, this is crazy. This is crazy. I'm for the first time in a very long time, I'm at a loss for words, because I don't know what to expect, right? If he comes back looking sensational versus Tszyu, blocking well, boxing well, got Roy Jones in this corner, breaking Tszyu off, breaking him down and knocking him out, stopping him or something like that, you can't help but to be like, well, I would definitely favor Jermell Charlo over Errol, though. I don't know if Errol would be all the way back. But Canelo got a 3-fight Canelo versus Errol Spence. Finally, Canelo got like that new extension with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. I saw him at the Ring Awards, right? I saw him taking pictures with Mbili and shit like that. And Errol Spence always wanted that. If Errol Spence were to beat Tszyu and Jermell Charlo, and if Bud doesn't come back, I know he'll be looking at Fundora, Keith, winner, but that Canelo bag. Listen, let me know how you feel in the comments below. ShowBizz the adult. I know this is a shorter video, but this is breaking news. And I got to wait for tomorrow, the Taco Tuesday, because I need to collect my thoughts on all of this. I'm just throwing out ideas right now. Listen, we have to make sure we get that fight across the line. All right, that it comes to fruition and that it actually happens. Right now, it's being reported that it's 4th of July. But a lot of you guys be like, I ain't going to believe this shit until the weigh-in. You know what I'm saying? So if they're looking across from each other, listen, PBC, the Biz, the War Room got to work that fight. Like you got to see the War Room got to be, I got to get a look. I got to look at Spence and I got to look in his eyes. I'm out.